there was a study that suggested that about 30% of men tested in Nigeria found out they were not the biological fathers of their kids. But now that makes me it's just 30%, it's not up to 50%.
Just 30%, just.
But wait, at the end of it actually makes me wonder, does this mean that 30% of Nigerian women are actually lying, or are these just extreme cases? I raised my daughter for 10 years only to find out my landlord is her real father and I've been paying him rent. Now that's actually just savage for me, because I'm not supposed to be laughing. Sorry for the laugh, but
Now, if it's me, I'm attached to this child for 10 years. I'm not letting that child go. I don't know about other people. I'm not letting that child go. The child is mine. The mom definitely has to go because one, she's not trustworthy, and that's a problem for me. The landlord, he's definitely going to refund, and he's going to take responsibility moving forward for his child.
sorry, he's going to refund.
He's going to refund.
Refund what?
Refund a lot of things.
Refund what? So understand.
In monetary terms. Although because he cannot give me back the emotions, he can't give me all of those. So he's going to give me in monetary terms and pay for damages. But that will be like the courts to decide. Okay, Abiola is a son speaking here. He goes, quote, "My father Abiola had 40 wives and 103 children, but after DNA test, we reduced to 55 children." End of quote. Abdul Abiola. We reduced to 55 from 103. After DNA test, they reduced to 55. That means obviously somebody brought 40-something children to come and pin on this man. That
Local stories, global insights. This is the OyaGistMe Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the OyaGistMe Podcast, your one-stop place for local stories and global insights. I'm your favorite girl, I can't M, but just call me M. That's what all my friends call me. And of course, I'm not doing this alone. I have this guy. I'll let him do his thing.
wow. Anyways, you guys know me. It's awesomeness in the building. Chris is my name, and I am 6'5".
Nobody asked.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, but nobody asked you. Nobody wants to know. What are you trying to do now?
Yeah, I'm trying to it's hard. Being cute is hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, actually, I can't imagine because
you're naturally cute.
Can't help it.
With that being said, you guys do all the lovely things we like. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And today we are getting in deep. Today we have a very interesting, insightful, and also much debated topic. And would you do the honors?
Well, I don't want to. Why don't you do it?
I don't want to. You do it.
Okay, fine. So today we're talking DNA tests. Should DNA tests be mandatory at birth? I know there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of ruckus on this particular topic, especially now that a lot of guys have been fathering children that are not theirs. Like the streets are not smiling.
Sad reality of so many men. Very sad. But what can I say? Today we're going to be talking about if it is very much mandatory for a man to know, or does this bring about the question of, you don't trust me? Why don't you trust me, James? So this is where we get in deep. Do you think that a man should actually DNA test
At birth?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just asking. So it's like your wife just gives birth, and the next thing is like, oh yeah, doctor, come and do DNA test.
Well, I wouldn't say it that way. That way.
No, but that's exactly what you're trying to put forward now.
Let's just say she gives birth. And like, doctor, while you're checking the baby for his health and make sure that he's fine,
she just do secret
help me
DNA.
Test whether that baby boy and my, we collabo. But you get me? It's wild now. These days, it's becoming so rampant. And that's my problem. Why is it becoming more rampant these days? Meanwhile, before, we had people who even got married without even courtship. And they trusted their partners. And they had kids. And the kids
See, I'm really glad you said the word trust.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you trust your partner, why do you want to have a DNA test done?
Yeah, because these days, you can't know who you're marrying. You can't just trust.
So what? You just walk down the street, and the first thing that piques your interest, the first lady that piques your interest, you marry her. Is that what you're saying? Don't you?
The thing is, the world has turned into a place where a lot of things, that people are doubting themselves and doubting a lot of things. We see all these paternity shows and all of this stuff, and there's this judge who says you are not the father, and the man breaks down. It's
I'm not supposed to like that verdict here, but
Nah.
every time they say you are not the father, I'm
It's
like,
the most painful thing. It's the most painful. You just raised 2 kids and they're not yours. That's
God.
mental. Just thinking about
my
it,
God.
and that's why people are now forced, or men, just so to say, are now forced to ask. You know what? Why don't we just check this every time my wife gives birth? But then you are literally telling your wife that. I don't know if you actually.
Now, that's just simply saying you don't trust your wife, because I mean there are people that would agree with me when I say this. Asking for a DNA test right after birth is like telling. I mean, it's like telling your partner, telling your significant other that you do not trust them.
Or
it's like if you trust your partner, why do you need?
But I want you to give me something I can tell the world to know that my wife is my wife and she didn't do anything.
I mean, the fact that you actually need something like that just simply says you do not trust. Really, I think personally, I feel like. So many things can happen here at the end of the day. Okay. I get the whole paternity fraud thing that's been happening. But sometimes it's not always the woman's fault. It's like sometimes it's not always the woman's fault. I mean, we heard of stories where people like babies get switched at birth.
True.
Especially when like after they give birth to them, they're in nursery and all that, and people like they switch the babies, and you end up raising a child that isn't yours biologically. And then when the DNA thing comes up, it's like, oh, you're not the father. And this woman is wondering, like I did nothing outside of this marriage.
No, that's a different scenario to the whole thing. If that happens, we know that yes, they switch babies. They did a Moses thing, put your baby in another basket, they went through the river, someone else got your baby. You get it. That's cool. But then if you don't do the test early on, you would not know that that's what happened, like your baby was switched, or if it's your baby. So let's just say we're just being extra careful, quote unquote.
You trust, but extra careful. I mean, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I mean, trust is important. So is clarity too. At the end of the day, you don't want to spend 18 years raising a child, and after 18 years, like, is this child really mine? It's like, this child's head does not look like my own head. Like, I need to find out what the problem is.
If I raise a child for 18 years, trust me, that child is mine. I don't care if DNA comes out. It's my baby.
Well, a lot of women actually find it very offensive for you to ask for a DNA test. Like, it's like, are you trying to tell me I'm a cheat?
They should be offended. Because to be honest, I cannot say, yes, it's the right thing to do. But yes, it's saving a lot of people the heartbreak in the future. But if I've raised the child, it's mine. That's it. Point blank period. I give up on every other thing. It's my baby. Nobody's taking my baby from me. That's just my opinion.
There've been like certain reports here. I'm actually going to look for it and read from my phone here.
All right,
so there've been like crazy reports here. Like there was a study that suggested that about 30% of men tested in Nigeria found out they were not the biological fathers of their kids. But now that makes me it's just 30%. It's not up to 50%.
Just 30%. Just.
But wait, at the end of it actually makes me wonder, does this mean that 30% of Nigerian women are actually lying, or are these just extreme cases?
30%.
30%. I didn't say 50 or 100.
In Nigeria. Yo, that's wild. I was talking crazy story. I was talking to my cousin, and we're talking about this thing, and he was all like, someone went all the way to the village, got married and stuff like that. And it turns out the girl who he got married to in the village, which quote unquote village girl that no bad things, you get, I know tear. Village girl don't run matters. Don't get, 9 months carry coin in house for Lagos. So, like, if you think about this stuff here, you can't really know. And the girl just pitied him and like, let me just tell him that this is what it is. You get, she had every right to like still live the lie moving forward. And the other guy who would actually get the picking, he's moved on.
Okay, I mean, we hear a lot of these stories on the internet here, online. Like, do we think that some of these things are actually exaggerated? Like, it's mostly just for clout, because you don't see someone tweeting and like, oh, I just did a DNA test. Turns out my child is actually mine. Wow. We don't see people doing that. We only hear the negative stories.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the negative runs the show, because when people hear, it's not my child, I trained him for 22 years, and I'm just finding out. Automatically, people click that tweet, click that post, they want to see what happened, they want to get full gist. We get it. But aside that, I think the truth is also the truth. Most people have done it and they found out that this is my child. But since it's their child, there's no story in it for the people that like the gossip. You get. But gist is gist regardless. If it's true, I'll give you the true gist. That's why we're here. You get. I'm here to gist you. But yeah, gist me. So what now happened? After the 30% of men now, what is the present predicament of the world?
The thing is, right now we can't. The question was, does it mean like 30% of women are lying? Because like I said before, it's not always the woman's fault.
Yeah.
We talked about babies being switched at birth. We talked about, there are people that actually get pregnant without even knowing they're pregnant.
No, don't give me
No,
that. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
I'm not going to go all medical here or science here, but the people that get pregnant without actually knowing they're pregnant. Okay, so imagine before you got married to this person, you did something before that, and your marriage is around the corner, and it's like, all those arranged things, and you get into that marriage. Stop laughing. You get into that marriage, and after 9 months, you're happy with the husband. The woman doesn't even know that child is not even the man's own.
Is she? What? See, calm down. How does she know? Why would she do something when her marriage is around the corner? One. Secondly, after she do the something, she know not test.
It's like arranged stuff now, arranged weddings.
Nah, that's already infidelity in itself. That's infidelity for me. That's how I see it. But it's personal opinion. You get me? But yeah, that's wrong.
Okay, so there's been a lot of workers online, a lot of people coming out, like a lot of men crying, literally saying, how can I raise a child for this? And at the end, after so many years.
That's crazy.
After so many years. Okay, so there was this tweet. There was this tweet about a guy, and we're going to be looking at some tweets online. I found this one, it was really interesting. And he says, I raised my daughter for 10 years, only to find out my landlord is her real father and I've been paying him rent. Now, that's actually just savage for me because I'm not supposed to be laughing. Sorry for the laugh, but...
Sorry for the laugh.
But she said she's been paying him rent. He has raised this girl for 10 years.
People are wilding out there. Like, all this is a good
guy.
One. Let me know. So
the thing is, look at it. This is like double wahala now. Apart from the rent you're paying this guy, you're also paying school fees for this child.
Support, protection. You are being a dad. You are being a dad to your landlord's child, and the landlord is chilling. He went to the club on Friday, and you're the one paying his daughter's school fees for 10 years.
let's even get into like the emotional and legal consequences of all of this.
How?
Emotional on the part of that child. Imagine growing up and after so many years, they tell you your daddy is not your daddy.
That's horrible. I can't lie. That's horrible. And in my personal opinion, things like this are reasons why someone should be sued. You should. In short.
Who is suing who?
The man is suing the
I'm
wife.
sorry,
and the landlord.
I don't mean to take a jab at our legal system, but the truth is, most courts right now, after you've raised the child for 10, 18 years, your name is on that child's birth certificate as the parent. You might just say, you've raised this child for so many years, you might as well just own the child.
No, I don't think they can do that. They can't do that. I don't think they can do that. But me, if I've raised you for 10 years, you're automatically my child. There's no two ways about it. After all, they say it's the community that raised the child. As the community is raising the child, I've played my part, although I've played your part as well. So your child is automatically my own. There's no going back. Nah, because that's a lot.
But see, I'm actually more concerned about the rent that this guy has been paying to this man. Let's talk about it. To the landlord.
Trust me,
okay, I understand.
The least of my problems.
I understand, but economy today, like everything's expensive. You're paying rent, you're still taking care of this man's child. I understand you see that girl as refund care.
You will refund some kind of things. How they meet you.
No, but at the end of it, this is it's wild.
I don't even want to do if this is the first story, I can't even imagine what's the second one.
I think we're actually just going to dwell on it here because I'm actually looking at so many things right now. Yes. Emotional the emotional what's it called now, consequence on the man.
Yeah, fact.
Exactly.
If the man is like me, I'm very, very attached to like kids, and then it is.
You're very attached to kids.
Yeah.
I haven't asked. Just go ahead.
Why does that sound so impossible to you?
Go ahead. Go ahead now, you're touch the kids. Yes, if the man is like you.
God help me. Either way, I love kids. Now, if it's me, I'm attached to this child for 10 years. I'm not letting that child go. I don't know about other people. I'm not letting that child go. The child is mine. The mom definitely has to go because one, she's not trustworthy, and that's a problem for me. The landlord, he's definitely going to refund, and he's going to take responsibility moving forward for his child.
Sorry, he's going to refund.
He's going to refund.
Refund what?
Refund a lot of things.
Refund what? To understand.
In monetary terms. Although, because he cannot give me back the emotions, he can't give me all of those. So he's going to give me in monetary terms and pay for damages, but that will be like the courts to decide. And then I'm going to have the rights to that child on different bases, either time with the child or stuff like that. It's going to be like a triple parenting thing.
So everybody
That's
chips
what it's
in.
going to be.
Like
Everybody chips in.
Everybody's responsibility.
Yeah, I'm not letting my child go.
So okay, with this now, with stories like this, now would you say it should be made compulsory, mandatory for this test to be done at birth?
It can't be made mandatory. I think it should be based off choice and also understanding. It's decision between the two couples. They'll be like, you know what, we're doing courtship. This is what we're going to do. I feel like we should. That would even determine if you guys will move from courtship to marriage. So it's going to end everything before anything starts. If you understand, tell them I feel okay. I'm the kind of person that I would want us to do a DNA after we have a baby. What do you think about that? The girl will be like, oh, what kind of thinking is that? I'll be like, no, I'm just being honest and clear with you. If we move forward, this was going to
I think what the system can do, because this is not just a one person. What the system can do is to make it more as a routine. I mean, not necessarily mandatory, like you said. I mean, everybody has the right to refuse, but they could make it like a routine. That way, one person doesn't feel offended by the idea of having to get a DNA test done.
From the doctor.
Yes, I mean, let's just make it something very normal, like everybody's doing. Make it a routine thing. I mean, but don't enforce it on anybody. Don't make it mandatory.
Fact.
I think, because at the end of the day, your wife gives birth, and next thing you'll say, "Oh yeah, doctor, where's the DNA test kit?" That might just be the beginning of the end of that marriage. Seriously. So that was just one tweet here. Let's look at another tweet. This one is from Nollywood actor Yola Doche, and he shares his 2 cents on fathers conducting DNA tests for their children.
Oh, really?
Now, in his words, I read and I quote, he said, "If you feel the child is not yours and you want to do a DNA test, go ahead and do it. If your woman threatens to leave the marriage or relationship if you do DNA test, it simply means she's hiding something." He said, "Go ahead and do the DNA test. You deserve to know your stand. There's nothing wrong with raising another man's child, but it's something you must be aware of and decide to do willingly, not to be tricked into."
Word.
What do you think about this?
Word. The last word. That's what I'm confirming with the last. But truly, you shouldn't be tricked into raising another man's child. If you're aware of it, I feel like it's better, it's easier, and it's your choice. Every man feels deeply hurt when you are tricked into doing something.
Yeah, but him saying if your woman threatens to leave you, I mean, she's hiding something.
No.
Necessarily though. I don't. I mean, yes, I don't totally agree with that, because I feel like there are women that actually hold themselves like really up there. Yeah. So it's like for you to come at me with that, it just simply means you don't rate me, guy. Like exactly.
You think that I'm one of those girls? Sorry.
See, when I said something about doing a girl show, I'm bringing you in. I was joking. But yeah, that's it though. Like they feel offended, and not necessarily because they're hiding something, but because they feel like,
you just don't rate me.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they feel. But honestly, if we look at it in the grand scheme of things, he's right. Like if you just check it out, he might be right. Why don't you want to have the DNA test as a woman? Like I just suggested something. It's left for you to say, baby, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. Or,
oh no, baby, no.
Why would you go? You know, I'm leaving you. Where are you going to?
Because see, it's not. I get how you see it, but at the end of the day, for most people, when they decide, I want to get involved with you, like I want to get it. I mean, to the point of marrying you. Yeah. This is like a lifetime. It's supposed to be a lifetime commitment. I'm saying supposed to be because these days we don't even see it that way. Yeah. It's supposed to be a lifetime commitment. Yeah. For them, they feel like I've decided to do this life with you, like, and that's because I trust you. You should be able to accord me the same level of trust that I give you. So for you to come at me with this now, it just simply means
you never trusted me.
Yes, like you don't rate me, like you don't see me as.
It's insulting actually to some women.
It's offensive.
Boss ladies, it's very insulting. But then the world.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But like you said, that's his own 2 cents, right?
That's
so
his 2 cents.
pick what you can pick from it and leave the rest.
Everybody has an opinion to it. I know you have a different opinion to it. You can always tell us in the comment section, remember?
Exactly. What do you think about this? Do you have more tweets for us?
Yeah, I'm still on the Yul Edochie one, but just go ahead and do your thing, do your DNA test and make it work. I feel like that anybody who needs that needs that.
I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be forced to.
No, it can't be forced, please. Please don't force DNA test. This one I was on Abiola. Wow. Okay, Abiola is his son speaking here. He goes, quote, "My father, Abiola, had 40 wives and 103 children. But after DNA test, we reduced to 55 children." End of quote. Abdul Abiola. We reduced to 55 from 103.
I mean, the guy is big enough. It's big enough to father all of them. Like, I'm sorry.
103.
Again, sorry for the laugh.
And people I'm like, I want to have 19 kids. And people are like, oh, that's too much. I'm like, right?
No, I don't know.
How many kids you want?
This is.
Okay, this is not the time.
That's what we're talking about here.
This is the thing. After DNA test, they reduced to 55. That means obviously somebody brought 40-something children to come and pin on this man. That.
I'm not supposed to laugh, but it's funny.
When you have over 40 wives, obviously some.
I mean, you can't keep track of these things. Like, what were you thinking? Do you understand? I mean, Solomon was like the wisest man. He knew how to keep his home.
And even as rich, a woman still doing a strong thing.
Wow.
So just saying, just putting it out there. So,
it's actually the response to this year. I saw on it and somebody said, "I'm Bobby Shaker."
This is wild. Bobby Shaker.
Oh my god.
But if you look at it, he had 40 wives. If they say you have over 100 and something kids, it's obviously, it sounds believable or normal. 40 wives, let's say each one has 3.
I mean, it's possible to believe it. But the thing is, I get with the whole craze of paternity fraud right now. Everybody's coming out and sharing their story or their truth, so to say. But I mean, let's look at it. The man had the capacity to take care of them.
He had the capacity.
They're his children.
But that's still too much. You can't pin 40 children on something.
Even if I was one of the 40-something that did not make the cut, I would still hold the name. You know how many doors that name can open?
Oh, that's a stadium game.
I'm just saying though. But seriously, we want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Do you think DNA tests should be made compulsory or mandatory at birth?
Yep.
Or should it just be
a thing that we want to do because we want to do it?
Exactly. Everybody should have like the right to or not to do it.
And my husband is just looking at me weird. I don't know why he doesn't trust me, but he said we should do it, so we'll do it. I'm speaking on behalf of some ladies. Quote unquote.
Yeah, anyways, let's hear from you. Make sure to leave a comment and don't forget to like, share, and follow us on all social media platforms.
Yep.
Yeah?
You can also watch us daily for more episodes like this. If you want to see us, definitely you can tag us. All our socials will be on the screen. Subscribe, my brother. It helps us give you quality content. Don't you like what you're seeing?
Don't you? Question is, don't you like good things? That's the question you ask. Anyway, until we see you next time, I still remain your girl, Ekanem.
And I'm also Chris himself. More just to come in the next episode.
Bye.